everybody. I'm a little upset right now. I'm a little pissed off because I just recorded this whole reaction, a whole 20-minute reaction, and right as I went to hit the stop recording button, my phone shut down, and when it turned back on, the video was gone. So now I'm a little upset because I got all my thoughts out already and I'm not going to remember everything I said before. But yeah, let's start over, I guess. Today, I'm going to be reacting to the Stray Kids Double Knot, and I already watched it through once, twice, so this is going to be my third time watching it, and let's see if I remember to put in everything I said before. Also, sorry that I look a little heavily made up right now. I recorded a makeup tutorial or makeup look inspired by Dreamcatcher's latest comeback, Scream, and it'll be up on my channel if you guys want to watch it. Yeah, little self-promo right there. And let me cool down, be less angry, and get right into the double knot dance practice right now. Alright, so you guys know I love formations. I talk about it a lot on this channel. Being able to choreographically create a shape out of a group of people instead of having them all stand separately and dance, it's something that should be admired. I think being able to create shapes out of the human body is something so beautiful to me. So getting a group of people together and having them create a beautiful image and use their bodies in an interesting manner is something I really admire, and I like it a lot. Also, I notice this group is a hip-hop and street dance and style influenced group. So I'm not trained in that style. That's not something I do regularly. So I can't really talk about the influences specifically or specific terminology that someone trained in hip-hop would have, but I'm able to talk about the body moving because I move a lot. I'm trained in ballet and modern and jazz, contemporary, and I've done some other styles, but I know how the body moves, so yeah, that's what I'll talk about instead of more influence-based things. So they just ended their intro and they did that whole reverb thing in their body while grabbing onto each other. I found that really cool. They'll do it later in the dance too, and I love it. I love that. I like how with Stray Kids, I'm able to tell who is saying the lines, because sometimes I'm watching groups perform, I can't tell who's singing or rapping or talking or doing whatever they're doing, whoever has the line, because the choreographer will have them like lost in the in a group formation and you can't tell who's doing their lines. And I like how Stray Kids will like isolate the member who's talking slash singing slash doing whatever they're doing, because they're identifiable and you're able to look at them and say, wow, talent. I also like how Stray Kids are not afraid to level change, like creating a dynamic picture instead of having kind of a stagnant one. Like some people will be lower to the ground and some people will be higher, and it creates a much more interesting, pleasing to the eye thing. Oh, the chugs! I talked about this in my deleted recording. Chugs! Here they come. They just went 1, 2, 3 on their feet. And so a chug, it's a term used in modern dance, and it's kind of like a hop, but a hop is a jump, and jumps are higher off the ground. A chug is sort of a skid or a slide on the ground where you're really, really low. Like your center of gravity is really grounded. And I think here in the stance, like I said, I've watched it before a couple of times. In the stance, they are very rhythmic. They will stomp on the beat. So they just did a chug on 1, 2, 3. Very interesting how you can audibly hear the beat they make with their feet. Okay, so Stray Kids uses stillness so well. They, especially in this dance, this is the only dance I've watched of theirs, so not especially. In this dance, they use stillness really well to create a contrast between their really quick movements and their stillness. It creates a dynamic piece instead of just berating the audience with really quick, impressive movements all the time. There's a ripple. Everyone loves a ripple. So I've explained ripples before. We've talked about them. They look a lot more impressive than they are. They're a tool used in dance, a style of move. They're a choreographic tool where a group will move one by one or group by group, and the easiest way to do it is to be given a beat beforehand. So if you have 4 people, the first person will do their movement on 1, second 2, third 3, and fourth 4. If you want to do it in 2 counts, 1 and 2. Oh, no, that was in 3. 1, 1. Oh, that wasn't in 3. I'm just getting confused. 1 and 2 and yeah. So sorry, my brain just had an explosion trying to explain that. So for a ripple, the easiest way to explain it, if you have 4 people, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your counts. If you want to do it in 2, 1 and 2 and yeah. So people think they're really hard, but if you're given a count beforehand, they're not that difficult because you just count. Like you know what beat of the phrase you're gonna go on. And some people will not count and will wait and watch the people around them and just wait for the person who's supposed to go before them to go, but that leads to mess ups a lot. That leads to miscommunication, and I think going by the count is the easiest way to go because you can trust the music. It's there. Oh no! Ooh, hoo, hoo, yes, the glass break. Okay, oh, Felix is coming up, but I want to talk about their like I said, I'm not trained in hip hop whatsoever, like at all. Not something I'm great at, and they are. So I can identify that they're doing a technique called popping with their chest. This isolation they have of their chest, they're able to move it, and have a reverb. I'm really bad at it, so, but I do know this is a technique. I think it's popping. But it's something really hard to master. Yeah. I love this movement. I love that movement where they traded places and rose up and came out, and that's just cool. That's just a cool choreography. again with their stillness, like I think stillness is such a great tool to be able to use because it creates that contrast between really quick movement, and it gives the viewer kind of a break. Not even mentioning the dancer. Like sometimes dancers need to chill out or they'll overexert. But I really don't want to name any names, but I'm gonna. When I watch NCT performances or dances, um, they're known for having really technically advanced choreography, but in my opinion, um, berating the audience with really quick, really technical, really hard to catch choreography on every single beat of every single song gets a little overwhelming. It's like sensory overload, and that movement becomes less impressive and more predictable over time. Like, if you want to create a dynamic, colorful piece, you will create a contrast between the movement and have a piece that's unexpected and just it flows well and it's not just kind of monotonous. By adding these contrasts, I said this in the recording that was deleted, it's like adding flavor to the pot of soup. You don't want a shallow soup with no depth of flavor. You want umami and you want the taste, and you want a deep, rich, flavored soup with contrasting flavors instead of a monotonous taste. So, yeah, I think Stray Kids and Double Knot are doing it really well because they'll take the moments of stillness and then go into quick movements, and it's really nice to watch because it's not berating your eyes and giving you like sensory overload, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I enjoy what's happening here. That's a great example of it. They went into a pretty intense rap part where it was almost like a yelling sort of thing, very intense, and they came in and they did some quick movements, and then on that glass break, that shatter, they had like 4 counts of just standing there in stillness, and the stillness makes you just go like a nice breath, and it's something I really enjoy. And then straight into the quick movement. Da 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 da. Go, go. There they go with those poppy poppies again. I I like when the vocal line, the vocal melody comes in, the da 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 da. How they're doing a, I don't want to call it a conductive motion, like they're kind of going like figure eight down, and then they're doing like this. I think I'm not 100% sure what they do exactly, but they go from these hip hop style movements to doing this sort of softer. I don't even know what to call it. It's just a motion of the hand, and it again is adding that contrast and it's adding that flavor, and having a variety of styles or types or qualities of movement in one piece, and it's not monotonous. That I really enjoy. Okay, so um, again, I don't want this to turn into me hating on NCT because I'm really not. I'm just comparing choreographies that I personally enjoy more, and explaining why I enjoy this choreographic choice more than the Stray Kids, or more than the NCT dances I have seen. Again, NCT are known for really quick, really intricate movements that kind of go constantly. And that's at least just what I've experienced as a non-fan. And I find that it's almost like a constant dance break, because some of their songs, like the choruses, are really, really quick and like really insane and technical and super quick. And I'm like, save it for the dance break. Like, Stray Kids here, they have the dance break, and they do it in a way that, for me, a dance break is supposed to be done. It's, you know, minimal singing. I don't even know if there was singing or rapping happening during the dance break. I don't remember. But they ripped out, you know, they brought out the really quick movement, the intricacies. They brought that out for the dance break. And it created that contrast, like I've been talking about. Contrast, 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 to create a nice, colorful, and vivid picture of a dance. They brought it out for the dance break and didn't have it constantly throughout the dance, so it's almost more impressive when they come to the dance break, and it also gives you a different feeling than the rest of the dance, instead of a monotonous, oh, I'm watching, oh, this is the same thing again. You know what I mean? It creates a very dynamic piece. And I love when groups move as a unit. You know, they were just doing their amoeba step back thing, and they moved out as a unit, creating a shape instead of having everyone dance separately, like I said earlier. Ooh. I love that glass break, and I love the reverb at the end as they're grabbing onto each other. But I want to point out this, that almost body roll they're doing. So I would call that like an undulation, but it's very cool how stylistic it is. And I just want to point out how, you know, these are male dancers. The way they do the undulation and the body roll, as we call it, is very different than what we normally see. We normally see body rolls in female dances or girl groups or whatever, and you notice how the males don't take it down to their hips, and it's all within the upper body, and it's a much more limited range of motion for the spine, and they're not throwing it back or anything like that. It's very cool to me how there can be different stylistic choices and different ways to do the same movement, and how you can see it across a bunch of different dances, how it's used differently. Love it. Oh, you can hear how heavy they're breathing. Hard, yeah, exhausting dance. So, what do you guys think? You guys recommended this to me, and I want to hear your thoughts on my comments and the thoughts on the dance down in the comment section below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. So, bye bye.